Hey everybody, it's John Hope Bryant, and you're live with me here in Chi-Town in Chicago. This is a pop-up visit from me. I'm trying to put my headpiece away, please excuse me. John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, and CEO of Operation Hope. Hey, it's Jamie Nelson signing on. Just dropped my headpiece, that's not smart. CEO and chairman of Operation Hope, America's first and largest nonprofit financial services network for the poor, the struggling class, the teetering class, folks with too much month at the end of their money, and stupid people like me who lose their headsets in car services. I'll get it in a minute. I'm also the CEO of Bryant Group Ventures, which did a deal this week that I can't talk about right now, but it's going to be big, and I'll get back to you later. I'm also, hey, Melvin signing on. I think that's Melvin. Yep. Ricky Steele signing on. Also author of several books. The memo coming out later this year, How the Poor Can Save Capitalism, Rebuilding the Path to the Middle Class, Love Leadership, etc. And advisor to the last 3 presidents. Okay, so in Chicago, meeting with the city treasurer here and folks tomorrow, but I want to tell you how to create a job for yourself. Hey everybody signing on. Love back at you. I'm in a car service and I get to the airport and I'm on the phone, I'm distracted, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. And this guy, his name is, he doesn't know me, going live with him. His name is Vasil Nedalia. Did I say your name right?
Yes.
All right.
Right.
You might want to pull back so he doesn't open the door immediately. So he is a driver with Carry Car Service, which I try to use when I travel because of their consistency. It's a great service. So he picks me up, and for the first time ever, I open the back door. Hey Dave, hey everybody signing on. Tiffany, hey Tiffany Greer, Lester Gardner, Layla Thompson, hey LeBron Hunt, New York, Amanda Shives, hello. So I get in the car, and in the back, so in the car, and that's what I see right here. I don't know if you can see it because of the haze in the screen. I get in the back, open the back door, and all of his video cameras on the back of the car has the Operation logo. So of course I'm like impressed by that. Like, you know, he's promoting the philanthropy. So okay, so he's done his homework. So I get in the car with him, and he's asking me about my work and all this kind of stuff. And I'm gonna get to the interesting thing about him in a minute. So, and for those who see me in the car, no, I'm not driving. I'm not driving. He's driving. Okay. You see, there's a steering wheel. He's driving, not me. Okay. So I get in the car, and he doesn't know I'm doing this video. So he didn't ask me to promote anything. He didn't ask me for my favor. I just thought it was inspiring. And I said, so he's telling me about a new business that he's getting involved with. It actually helps the community. He's figuring out all these social services that communities need. And this is what an Operation Hope Inside location uses. Okay, cool. Good. Hold on a minute. Yeah, he's aggressive. He's already shown me his website. So all these social services that people use in these communities that they don't know they qualify for. There's a lot of things you qualify for you have no clue about. And he wants to organize these social services, link them all together, and then offer them. And he's doing it through a nonprofit right at the moment. So I said, well, why are you doing this? And you know, I was hoping his answer was going to be, well, I want to do it for the community. I want to do it for, and he did not say that. I'm sure he wants to do well, but he's got to earn a living too. But here's what smartly he said. He said, I'm doing this in part because I've got to create a new job for myself. I'm like, well, what do you mean? First of all, this job, he just got this car. This car is like, he's got how many miles on it?
560.
560 miles. It's a new Lincoln Navigator. He works for himself. He has his own small business, but he works contracts with Carry Car Service, which is a great provider. But he smartly said, now, you know, this business won't last, you know, I won't be doing this for more than 2 or 3 years. He's not talking about Carry going out of business. Carry's going to be fine. They'll figure out a ways in the future. But he's like himself as a driver, you know, he understands that Uber has changed the game. We'll do a whole video on Uber and Light and all it, and how a lot of these businesses are going to have to reinvent themselves and go out of business. But he realizes taxis are going to be at risk, car service is going to be at risk. When you can call up Uber in a moment without any drama and get a basic car service, so you got to do more than be a driver. So he's got Wi-Fi in the car. Okay, here it is. Okay, that's Wi-Fi, so I can sit in the car. I've got my own Wi-Fi connection, so I didn't need it. But I'm a tech geek. And so I carry a portable office with me. But this guy can sit in the car and offer his clients a Wi-Fi connection. So he's got video, he's got iPads for them to use in the back. He's got an iPad here. He's got his Wi-Fi connection. He's got iced coffee in the back.
Right here is a cooler with iced coffee.
He's got iced coffee. He's got on the floorboards here. He's got all kind of snacks that you want. He's got some mints because my breath probably stinks. It's a hint. And he just made it complete. Now, I sit in the front, as you notice. I don't sit in the back. I don't want anybody chauffeuring me. And he knew that when I was about to get in the back because I was distracted. He says, "Do you want to sit in the back or the front?" Well, he knew I prefer to sit in the front because I don't like being chauffeured. I like sitting with because I'm no different and no better than the driver. We just have a different occupation. I don't like being chauffeured. But he knew all that because he studied me. He studied his client. He knew what was getting in his car. And so now, versus just dropping me off and having a ride, he's got somebody who's interested in his story and who's he's already pulled up the website. He knows, he's like, again, the car, he's like, "Congratulations on being Innovator of the Year for the American Banker." He knows the whole dang on story. Do you think that I'm gonna remember this guy? Of course, right? He's made a meaningful impression. He hasn't irritated me. He saw me on the phone, so he didn't interrupt me on the phone. He didn't try to force himself to become my friend in a 40-minute ride. But in 40 minutes of picking me up, he has made himself memorable to me, so much so that I decided to introduce him to it's like 23 million people have watched these videos, so I know who's going to watch. I mean, he's going to watch yours.
Great.
A lot, right?
Thank you.
But impressed me enough to show you he's creating a job for himself. No, he didn't create one job. He created 2, 3, 4. So why am I saying? So I don't know what he was doing for this. You're an immigrant, right?
Yes.
No, we didn't. I didn't ask him before. I mean, so you're an immigrant. Your parents came from another country.
No, I came here in 2000.
So your parents are not.
Romania.
Your parents were not.
No,
You came here by yourself.
It's only me and my wife.
From the year 2000. In the year 2000, you were in
Yes.
Romania.
Yes.
By the way, Alexander Nikita was one of my mentees. That's his kids. Okay, so Alexander Nikita, who's a Romanian artist who I know the country very well. I just got an email from him asking me to go to Romania. It's a different story for another time, later this year. But I've never been to Romania, but I know a lot of people there. I know the story. So he just came from Romania in 2010, didn't have a job, right?
I came in 2000. I worked in construction for 1 year, another 4 years cab, and after limo, and right now I own the car and I own my business. Limo.
Boom! So, okay, so he comes here. Did the government, before the people say, "Oh, the government gave him a loan"? Did the government give you a loan?
I didn't get anything. I got 200 in my pocket.
Okay, well,
I didn't speak English.
just play along with me. Did the government give you a loan? Did the U.S. federal government give you some kind of a loan?
No.
Okay, did you hear that? No. Did the Romanian government give you a loan?
No.
No. Nobody paid him to leave. Nobody paid him to come here. Okay. So you came here with how much in your pocket?
250.
U.S. dollars.
Yes.
All right. $250 U.S. and a dream, right?
A suitcase and a dream.
A suitcase and a dream and hustle. And he came here and worked in construction initially?
1 year in construction.
And then what else?
Day labor, and after 4 years in cab business.
Day labor, then a cab business, right?
4 years, yeah.
And then you said after a few years in the cab business, I got to try something else. This is not working. I'm just going to hand them out, right?
Yes, I started limo, and after I started my own company, and right now for the
Well,
last
you hear
10
that? He
years-
decided to start his own company from a day laborer and construction. Let me just start my own company. Come, see there? Talking about, there's a difference between being broke and being poor. Being broke is economics, what I said yesterday. Being poor is a disabling frame of mind, a depressed condition of your spirit, and you must vow never, ever, ever to be poor again. What did I say yesterday? If you haven't watched that video yesterday, go back and watch the video from yesterday. We've got to stop the mentality of poverty in our heads and get it out of our hearts, get it out of our soul, and start figuring out what we can do, and figure out what we're for, not what we're against, and stop giving up on the system before you even try it. Here's a dude that came here like 7 years ago.
No, I came 16 years ago, in 2000.
16 years ago. Okay, in 2000, my bad.
2000.
Still, when did you start this business?
10 years ago.
Started being his own business. So he could have just gone and worked for Carry Car Service, I guess, but he decided to start his own business, own his own car under the banner of Carry Car Service. And now he's got this roving office. He actually told me, this is my...
It's my office. I ran a software business from this car.
You hear that? By the way, I meant to tip this guy. If he gets irritated, I'll just give him a tip.
No, it's fine.
So he says, look, he runs a software business from his car. He runs a car service. He's jacking me up on this nonprofit that he's trying to get, Operation Hope somehow to advertise, and I mean actually a good idea. The services he's providing through his nonprofit, which we may or may not do. We can't do it if he commercially benefits, but if he does it for free, we'll give him some exposure. But all that from a 45-minute drive in the town, he down all that knowledge to me, but he considers this not a car. See, reimagine how you think. It's his office. Dignity. He's got human dignity, and he believes in himself, came here from Romania with his family, and now he's building wealth and trying to do well and do good too. I'm gonna try to infect him a little bit with the more of the doing good part. He wants to do this nonprofit stuff, but I'm not convinced he wants to do good enough. I think he wants to do a little well for himself, which is not bad. It's legal, but I want him to actually want to help the community, and I'm gonna try to inspire him that the better you do good, the more you'll do well. Did you hear that?
Yes.
All right, because if you just told me you're a straight up capitalist, I wouldn't be putting you on a video. You got to have the right spirit. So I think he's got the right spirit. Tanya says exactly. Trent says multitasking, excellence. Freddie Wilson says because people outside the U.S. are not looking for a job but a business. Good point. But I think also, you know, if you're African American in the U.S., and I'm just picking on my African American friends for a minute, not picking on, it's telling our story. You know, we're the only group of people in this country who were enslaved on American soil, so we weren't immigrants. We got on the wrong boat, and we got here, and our self-esteem was beaten out of us, quite literally, and we were de-dignified, and after 250 years of slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow, he's about to come to you in a minute, 100 years of Jim Crow, ending in 1970, not 1870, 1970, like yesterday, basically. I think that 70-80% of black Americans are clinically undiagnosed depressed. And if my white friends went through the same thing, they'd be depressed too. So they've got nothing to be talking about. When I go speak to my white friends in conservative venues, they also say, yeah, that's a pretty tough deal. We'd be depressed. We'd be crazy out of our mind. So black folks have survived like nobody else. We need to now learn how to thrive like anybody else. So we may have like permanent PTSD. Some people have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, when they come from like prison temporarily or war, mostly war. I think that like black America has gone through like PTSD for life, like generations. Yeah, they agree with on that. So we got to get out of our depression. We had to admit that we're depressed. There's nothing wrong with admitting you got problems. In fact, we should be proud that we went through something that nobody else could have survived as a race of people, and still we rise. And you still have a black woman today raising children with a single job, with a single parent raising 2 or 3 kids at home and doing a great job of it like my mother did. So they deserve like a Nobel Peace Prize. So I think that destroys our confidence, destroys our self-esteem, destroys our sense of dreaming, and we start becoming cynical. This dude just comes from Romania and just like, well, of course I can do it. And like half the deal is like, of course I can do it. Now, we've never met before, right?
No.
But didn't you just have a mentality of course I can do it?
All the time. If you put your mind to it, you can do it.
See that? It's just, that's like half the battle. Of course I can do it, right? So that's the mentality I need you to have. Of course I can do it. And if you fail, you fall forward, right? You're a better person. And as I keep saying, success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Never give up. Andrea says, let me see here. I have a hard time creating a team with other blacks to follow your concept, so I'm working doing it myself. Yeah, and Audrey said that actually. Audrey, I applaud you and work for other African Americans, but work with anybody who appreciates your concept. My staff is diverse. I have global gumbo, to quote Quincy Jones, in my office. So I have a good deal of African Americans, but Caucasians who work for me, Asians who work for me, Latinos who work for me, Middle Eastern. So we don't want anybody to discriminate against us. We can't discriminate against them, and just build wealth where you can. Okay, so now the brother's coming in. Tell them I'll tip them.
Hi.
I'm just doing a live video. I'll be off in 5 minutes, but I'm gonna give you a nice tip. I'll be off in 5 minutes. All right, he's cool. See, just be nice to people and tell them you're gonna hook them up, and they're fine, right? See how easy that was. See, capitalism at work. Capitalism in a smile, right? I didn't have to, give him a lecture or curse him out or what you want. Just be kind to him. And he's doing his job and hook the brother up. All right. So I think you're getting the message, right? So he came here, day laborer, no job, didn't go, back complaining, no government grants, no government loans, no hookup, just got his groove on, got his hustle on, went from one thing to another, and now he owns his own internet-equipped car with my logo on the back, got my attention, and now he's starting another, because he said this job won't last 2 or 3 years, and this business is going to be reimagined, and he doesn't see himself in it, even though he just bought a new car. So he invested his money in a new car so he can be competitive today with internet connection. So he has it today, even though he may be out of this business, be forced out of this business in 2 or 3 years, he's making sure he's doing it excellent today, because today is only that exists, ladies and gentlemen, and you do not invest in today because you're afraid of tomorrow. You don't half-step it today because you're afraid of tomorrow. The best way to have a failure tomorrow is half-step it today. You can't be half pregnant, Okay, you like that, right? You cannot be half pregnant. You got it. If you're gonna have the baby, there ain't no baby mamas, ain't no baby daddies. You're a father or a mother. Okay, either raise a child or don't have it. This mentality is crazy to me. You're gonna do it right. Do it excellence. Do it with excellence, or don't do it at all. He's doing this with excellence for as long as he's going to do it. Yes or no?
You do the best you can anytime, all the time.
See that? It's just common sense, right? But common sense ain't so common. I want you guys to get they like that. Get the memo, right? That's what the phrase is going to make the phrase at the end of this year. Okay. Yes, indeed, makes you stronger. Tamiko said. Vera says true. Thank you for all your great info. Ernest Gray. Audrey said, come here. I have a hard time creating. Okay, I've seen that note. All right. I hope you guys have liked this. The guy's came here for nothing, built something, has his own business. Now he's already thinking about what his next business is. He's giving me like 8 business cards from all the stuff he's working on. He's got a software company. He's got this nonprofit thing, which needs to be more of a nonprofit thing. But he's hustling with a purpose. And I got to get off the phone. All right. Love you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Silver Rights from Chicago. I'll respond to the comments later. Love, light, be unbought, unbossed, unbiased, coming to you straight and no chaser with the Silver Rights movement, because I love you and no other reason. Silver Rights in the suites, not the streets. I'm out.